I'm getting ready to strain some herbs out of oil that I have infused. So I just have a bowl and a strainer, and I just use like an old t-shirt. You can use, I forget what you call it. It's something that you use for straining herbs. All I know is that it seemed really excessively expensive to me to use it one time and throw it out. So I just use t-shirts and it works just as well as, the thing that I'm thinking of. I can't think of the name. When I haven't thought of it and I don't use it, I tend to forget, you know. Of course, I have this issue of the herbs not wanting to come out, so I'm just going to grab the closest thing nearby and start helping myself get that out. So, I'm working with Comfrey. This is, some of it's from my garden, some of it's just stuff that I had on hand that I really needed to use up before it went bad. I really wanted to make something out of it. My plan here is to make some salve. I have been busy in the kitchen all day today. I have been working on tidying up my counter space. I live in a very small house and a small kitchen, so I have sometimes a really hard time getting things done in my kitchen because I have the thing I want to get done. I can't get done until I do the dishes, and then I clear the counter because the counter is full of all the things that I'm working on. I literally have sourdough here, I have apple cider vinegar there, I have sourdough flakes in here. There's just so many things, and then I have some things to keep on my counter so I don't forget to take them. And then I have my rice cooker with the food, and then my blender, which I should put away. So it's like constant rearranging the kitchen counter in order to get anything done. I feel like I spent half the day trying to get my counter ready so that I could even do this, and the sun is going down. It is like 4 o'clock, 4:30, something like that, and it's about time that I finally did it. So I just used an old t-shirt. This is one of Gabe's old white t-shirts. He had so many of them that I just took one because I needed some cloth. And just squeeze out all the oil. Sometimes I just use my hand because it's really hard to squeeze everything out at the right angle. And just sort of give it a hand by using my hand. It can be very tiring on your hand if you're not used to doing this. Or if you've got arthritis or whatever, it might hurt your hands, but you know. Feels so good because you're getting the herbs on your skin and it smells good and it feels good and it's moisturizing. It feels good to me. I've always liked this part. It's enjoyable. So I make everything in small batches. Basically using what I have on hand. I could make in larger batches. But I would have to have more supplies on hand, more oil, more herbs, more jars, more everything. So when I make them in small batches, I'm kind of forced to work with what I have as I have it, or as it comes in. And, you know, it works out nicely that way. So my salves are very much just like the herb they actually are. I don't like to add, I mentioned it in a post the other day, I don't like adding the smells of other herbs in with it. I think it's because I want to stay in touch with the herb I'm working with. I want to be able to smell it. Unless, of course, we've got a herb that stinks and smells badly. Still beneficial, but it stinks and it's not pleasant. In that case, then I will add an essential oil, but a lot of times it's nothing that I sell. It might be just some concoction I've made for myself, and I'll add a nice smelling essential oil to it for the sake of it not stinking. Now, the only stinky thing I can think of right now would be DMSO, which is basically like a very
What's that?
a very sulfur smelling product that is very healing. It's great for pain, but it's just very stinky.
What is that?
This is Comfrey oil. I'm squeezing out. Got most of it out. Just a few handfuls. So yeah. So it's really hard for you to see that. I don't know. That's about as much as I got out.
Making sure you don't drop it.
I'm not going to.
Don't drop it.
To make sure that you can see all that I did.
Drop it.
But anyways, I've got it on my hands. I'm going to be working with some other ingredients to make the salve. And that will add bulk to it and make it bigger and more. It's going to be like things like coconut oil, cocoa butter, and whatever. Things that I've got on hand. So, and then also I'm going to be adding this time, I'm going to be adding some vitamin E in there to add. So vitamin E is a preservative, and also it's very, very nourishing for your skin. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to start adding that into my salves and oils. So that's a really great addition to it, and I'm very happy to do that. So now that's everything I need to do. My hands are covered in oil. Some people might want to get soap and scrub that all off. For me, I'm likely to just rub it on all my dry skin areas and fully enjoy it before I get started in the other process of preparing the oil for, you know, making salve. So anyway, I hope you found that interesting and helpful, educational, whatever. Not entirely thinking I'm going to teach how to make salve, but I did kind of want to just show you the process of squeezing out the oil before you make your salve. This has been sitting for a good month before I squeezed it. I can do like a heat infusion, which would be to take it, put it on the stove, put it on low, and allow it to infuse more. But just by looking at the amount of green color in this oil, I think that it has done its job, and it has been very well infused. So I don't think that it's necessary for me to go and do any more than I have done. So I say that we are ready to get started on the next step, which would be melting things and measuring and preparing to make salve that way.